how will public health concerns factor into the general election? Your polling place should look a little different this fall due to public health concerns over COVID-19. And the most obvious changes you'll see actually began back in the 2020 primary, which was postponed due to COVID. An example is PPE, the personal protective equipment. The state sent out PPE, that's face masks and face shields, gloves, cleaning supplies, and hand sanitizer to all 92 counties in the primary election. And the poll workers at the polling places were instructed to regularly clean the voting machines, surfaces in general, any technology that the voter interacts with, and to be regularly washing their hands. They're also required to wear masks at the polling places depending on the county you're in. We already have reports from one county, unfortunately, that the county clerk there isn't requiring his employees to be wearing masks. And it's really important to note that voters are absolutely not required to wear masks at the polling place. There is one big difference, though, at this point anyway, between the primary and the general election in Indiana, and that's absentee voting. So Indiana has long allowed people to vote by mail, but they have to have an excuse or a reason, and there are about a dozen of them or so. That includes if you're not going to be in your county throughout Election Day. If you're 65 or older, you can vote by mail. And if you're working the entire time the polls are open on Election Day. Those are some of the reasons. But in the primary, because of concerns around COVID, Indiana expanded that system to allow anyone who wanted to cast a ballot that way to vote by mail without an excuse. And lots of people use that option, thousands more than had ever done it before. That's not going to be available, at least not at this point, in the general election. And it's because Republicans simply don't want to allow it. So Governor Eric Holcomb has really stressed that the state should focus on in-person voting for the fall with expanded early voting opportunities, more than they had in the primary. And the chair of the Indiana Election Commission, a Republican, Paul Okeson, who was appointed by Holcomb, has said that people have to make a choice between their health concerns and their vote. Now, citizen groups have filed a lawsuit in Indiana to try and expand that system for the fall, but it's really unclear whether or not that lawsuit will be successful.